I am currently in the United States at the invitation of the American side. This trip was long planned and has not been canceled by the American side, despite a number of unfriendly actions the American side has recently taken. As President Putin said yesterday, pressure does not work with Russia, and it is crucial that Russia's national and security interests are always strictly taken into account. Therefore, the potential for economic cooperation with Russia remains, but only if Russia's interests are respected. We also see a very large number of attempts by our European colleagues, including Britain, to disrupt any direct dialogue between Russia and the United States, any direct dialogue between President Putin and President Trump. This is because many attempts to resolve the conflict in Ukraine have been thwarted by both the British and Europeans. We remember Boris Johnson, who, after a peace agreement had essentially been reached, arrived, and having received £1 million from his sponsors, said, "No, we shouldn't negotiate a peace agreement with Russia." Therefore, these attempts by those who want to prolong the Ukrainian conflict are linked to the fact that the British economy is in dire straits, the EU economy is in dire straits, and it's important for them to portray Russia as an enemy. Therefore, we will continue discussions with the American side. We will continue the dialogue with the American side, clearly communicating Russia's position. Russia's position is that Russia's national interests must be respected, and that these sanctions and unfriendly measures will have absolutely no impact on the Russian economy. They will simply lead to higher prices at gas stations in the U.S., because oil prices have already risen and will continue to rise. Therefore, former U.S. President Joe Biden's positions, Biden's false narratives that are being imposed on the Trump administration, we have seen that they have never worked. We will convey to our American colleagues that they should not become Bidens, that they should not follow the utterly wrong and disastrous approaches of Biden and his administration. And it's also very important that we see that it's Ukraine that's dragging out the negotiations. It's Ukraine that doesn't want to resolve the problems, the accumulated issues that need to be addressed. And so we will also convey to our American colleagues that Ukraine, unfortunately, is disrupting the dialogue that's necessary, and it's disrupting it, again, at the request of the British, at the request of the Europeans, who want the conflict to continue. You know, we won't go into detail about who we're meeting with. We're meeting with several administration officials. There will also be another meeting, which I think we'll make public. But the discussions will primarily be behind closed doors about how to continue the dialogue, again based on respect for Russia's interests and an understanding of Russia's position that the president spoke about yesterday.